This has been like one of the most trying times of my life, is because I know I earned it.
After leaving the service, this military veteran says he fought the state for more than a decade to get a funeral director license. Earlier this year, he finally won that battle, only to have the license taken away months later. KXAN Investigates shows how the interpretation of state law could affect veterans trying to get into many professions requiring a license. Desiree Wilson does things many of us can't or won't. Not only did he sign up to serve our country when he was 20, but he also took on a daunting task.
I love the saying that we don't serve because somebody died. We serve because somebody lived.
Wilson was a mortuary affairs officer taking care of fallen soldiers.
Close to 3,000, close to 3,000. Sailors, airmen, Marines.
Less of a job and more of a ministry, he calls it, one that was recognized with an Army Commendation Medal noting his outstanding knowledge of mortuary affairs procedures. His military records show his duties stateside and overseas included embalming, dressing soldiers, placing them in caskets, and shipping their remains and property home to family. He considered it his honor.
You get the chance to go through their personal effects, read the letters that they didn't get a chance to send home, look at the pictures in their wallet.
When Wilson left the Army after serving for nearly a decade, he came home to Texas to pursue his dream of becoming a funeral director. Little did he know that he would end up in a years-long battle with the state agency that issues funeral director licenses, the Texas Funeral Service Commission. Wilson argued his extensive military experience should replace the requirement for a mortuary science degree.
From 2011 all the way up until this year, actually, I was going to the commission every time, sitting before the board, told me no.
Yes, ma'am. But this year, Wilson says the latest executive director for the Funeral Service Commission, James White, took his military background into account and gave Wilson the green light to take the required national exam in order to get the license. Texas law states, notwithstanding any other law, a state agency that issues a license shall credit verified military service, training, or education toward the licensing requirements. Wilson passed the exam on the first try and in May got his license. But just 3 months later, in early August, Wilson says the executive director had bad news. The commission was reversing course. Wilson would have to relinquish his license or risk having it revoked. With no due process offered to defend himself before the commission, he reluctantly gave it back.
I was crying, snotting, sad. I was just heartbroken. It tore me up, to have to relinquish a license, like I said, that I wasn't given. I actually earned.
Executive Director James White would not comment on why Wilson could no longer have a license, but in a statement to KXAN Investigates wrote, "Decisions are made with careful attention to statutes and agency rules."
Madam Chairwoman, members.
But if there is confusion about the state law, it's not coming from this man.
The bill credits apprenticeship and training requirements for licenses if a veteran learned that skill in the military.
This is State Senator Jose Menendez in 2015, testifying about a bill he wrote that became law that year. Regarding military service members, veterans, and spouses, it states, in part, the executive director of a state agency may waive any prerequisite to obtaining a license after reviewing the applicant's credentials. Menendez wrote to KXAN Investigates, "It's my hope that the leadership of the Texas Funeral Commission allows Sergeant Wilson to continue working, especially since he passed all the required exams."
Just like a soldier, if you tell us no, we're going to continue to fight.
That mindset is one reason Wilson did not give in and go to mortuary college years ago to get his license. And he says he'll keep fighting for himself and for other Texas veterans looking to get into any profession requiring licensing.
If I concede now and just go along with it, I'm not going to make it any better for anyone coming behind me.
Wilson says he is considering protesting at the state capitol with other veterans if the commission doesn't reverse its decision. The governor appoints members of the Funeral Service Commission, so Wilson wrote to the governor's office. A representative responded stating that they are asking the commission to review Wilson's situation and report back. Meanwhile, I reached out to a couple of parties with the power to play a role in the decision. Larry Allen, the chairman of the Funeral Service Commission, and the Attorney General's office, which advises state agencies on matters regarding interpretation of the law. Neither returned my repeated requests for comment. We'll keep you posted with any updates.